Desire is good as long as it propels you towards your goals and destination. But when your desire overtakes you, that's when you are entering into the realm of greed.
We learn about life through questions.
How do we tame this mind?
Is that person more equipped?
How does one know that now this is going beyond my control?
How much of a role does education play?
What causes this lack of concentration?
To answer some of these, Mr. Praveen Mankar, founder of Pratibimb Charitable Trust, brings to you Face to Face. This week we are talking about desire and greed.
In life, we all have the desire to achieve more. More power, more success, more wealth. And in that process, we get greedy and ruin things which are very important to us. So, sir, at the outright, before we get into the nitty-gritties of greediness, is there a difference between greed and desire?
Desire is innate, because without desire nothing moves. But greed is an escalation of desire. Greed is a state of non-satisfaction. Having a desire is fine. Satisfying a desire is also all right. But when you reach a stage where nothing satisfies you, then you transgress into the area of greed. I want. How much do you want? I go on wanting. When will you stop? I don't want to stop. That is greed.
We get very emotional when our desires are not fulfilled. It's like our life purpose is to achieve our desires, right? What are we without our desires?
Fair enough, at the human level, desire is the engine that fuels your activity and progress. And getting emotional for non-fulfillment of desire is also human. So let's first accept that we are human beings. We will have desires, we will have disappointments. Not learning from this is where we fail as human beings. Because a human being is given intelligence, a human being is given a head. Unlike the animal, the human being is vertical, head at the top. Animals have all organs at the same level, horizontal. But as a human being, if you have a head at the top, then you must use your head, your brain, to learn from your experiences. Now there are some desires which get fulfilled. Enjoy. Be happy that they got fulfilled. There are some desires which don't get fulfilled. In the process, something went wrong and therefore the desire did not get fulfilled. So if something went wrong, there is a need to go back, have a look at it, analyze and correct. Now you come to a conclusion that I did everything right, but my times are bad, my fate is bad, therefore I didn't get the results. Then accept. If you think you have done everything right and yet you have not got the expected results, then learn to accept. If you are a believer that your fate is bad, then the next best alternative is accept. What are you fighting and what are you complaining about? You have given the answer, my fate is bad. That's the answer. Accept it. Why be unhappy about it?
But that's an excuse because we didn't achieve. We have to blame something. If
Should
I
you?
don't get my desire,
Should you blame
this
something?
is why I didn't get this.
Should you blame something or somebody? Because you are the architect of your life. You are the cause for all the effects that you get in your life. Whether the effects are favorable or unfavorable, you have engineered the outcome. Why do I say this so confidently? Because it is the law of reap as you sow, cause and effect.
Yes.
We don't understand this law of cause and effect because our memory fails us when it comes to the causes. We focus only on the effect and therefore we go into the blame game.
But so when our desires are unfulfilled, you say accept it. But before that acceptance, you also mentioned I want behavior. I want this.
You missed one point. I also said that analyze where you went wrong in fulfilling your desires, make the corrections, try again. But when you come to a stage that I did everything right and yet I did not get the results, it is my fate. When you say this, then learn to accept it. I have not asked you to stop trying. If you say that it is your fate, then learn to accept it. If you say, I want to try again till I succeed, good luck, go ahead, nobody stops you.
But while trying, we get greedy because it becomes an obsession.
No. These are two different subjects. Trying when you are failing is because you have not got. That's why you are trying, because you have not acquired what you desired. But having acquired what you desired, you still want more. That is greed. Now you have got what you want, but you want more. That is greed.
So what makes a person greedy?
Identity crisis. When you feel you are inadequate, you want to show to the world that I have a lot of things. You want recognition. You don't have the self-esteem to recognize yourself and your achievements. You want the world to acknowledge. So there is an identity crisis. You feel your identity is less than. Why does a person eat like a glutton? Is he hungry? No, he is not hungry. That's why he is bloating up. If he was satisfying his hunger and eating just enough to satisfy his hunger, he would be in proper shape. But he goes eating beyond his hunger. So what is that? A, it began with lack of food probably. So now that I get food, I am eating. Then it developed into a habit that I am eating more than necessary. Then there is indiscipline. Another cause for greed is indiscipline. Cash in on the opportunity. Okay, there is a snack available, eat it. Are you hungry? No, I am not hungry. But I saw the snack, I felt like eating, I ate it. Impulse. So, greed is a subject which is, the genesis is indiscipline. I am not disciplined. Why am I not disciplined? I am not disciplined because I don't have an esteem. Only esteemed people will have discipline. And what is esteem? You look at yourself and you respect yourself. When people stop respecting themselves, then they do all the unwanted things. What are you existing in this world for? There is no clarity.
So it's because we feel inadequate
Yes.
is what makes a man
Yes.
greedy.
Yes.
That's the root.
Yes. Why do you fill up things? Because it is empty. You feel you are empty, therefore you are filling up things. That is your greed. Do you need that much? That's the question you need to ask. Do you need that much or do you have surplus?
But usually, no matter how much we have, we keep wanting more of it.
That means you have not analyzed whether you need that much or you have surplus.
So it's like an endless desire.
Because you always feel inadequate. That's again matter of esteem. No? Who feels inadequate? Who has less self-esteem? A greedy person will never be satisfied. Who is satisfied? Who feels that, okay, I have had enough. Now whatever I get, I can give. That thought of giving doesn't occur to the greedy person. He wants to grab. In the act of giving, the greedy person has a calculation that if I give so much, I will get so much more in return. So there is a calculation in the giving of the greedy. Why? Because he wants something more. Does he need whatever he is getting or earning? If you calculate, he doesn't actually need. Take your clothes in the cupboard. There will be so many clothes in the cupboard which you have not used. You brought them impulsively, you bought them impulsively. It was not your need. It was your sense of, if I don't have this, I am not in vogue. I want to be in vogue and therefore I must have it. After 2 years it is out of vogue, it is there in my cupboard. Not useful. I don't need it.
I think I'm a victim of this. I've got clothes with price tags in the cupboard. I've got showpieces gathering dust in the house. I think I'm one of the victim. But so, like you said, people do that to feel adequate. So you're spending...
Yes, it is a feel-good factor. And you are looking for external props to feel good because you are not confident of your own qualities. You should feel good about your qualities and not about props. So when I have this sense of inadequacy with me, I want to project myself. I am uncomfortable if I am not suited, booted with a tie, if I am addressing a crowd. Why should I be uncomfortable? My strength is my knowledge, my strength is my oratory skill, my strength is my quality, not my dress, not my tie, not my shoes. When I feel inadequate, then I need these props. When I start feeling the necessity for props, where do I stop? When I don't know where to stop, that converts into greed.
So you need to know how much is adequate for you.
Naturally. You always need to decide, can you spread your legs beyond the blanket? You can't. I stitch my trouser according to my height. That's my need. Anything beyond that is greed. And greed is a waste. Somebody else could have used it. It again boils down to upbringing and education. We don't teach our children to occupy their needs. And our parameter for success is how much do you have? We always measure a person's success not by the qualities he or she possesses, but what are the material possessions that person has. The world is going more and more in that direction. So desire is good as long as it propels you towards your goals and destination. But when your desire overtakes you, then your goals are constantly shifting, and many a times the goals are fictitious and imaginary. That's when you are entering into the realm of greed.
Very well said, sir. But I want to be successful in life, sir. I want to have a nice car, nice house. That's not bad, right? As long as it doesn't
Not at
get
all.
you overboard.
Yeah, not at all. You can always go on improving your lifestyle. You have a 2 BHK, you can have a 3 BHK, you can have a bungalow. No issues with that. Are you using it? Or it is just there as a status symbol? Having desire is not bad. I have been saying this again and again, because desire is the engine for action. Desire is a destination in future. I wish, I have the desire to reach there, acquire this. That's the engine that fuels your action. As long as you are on the path of truth, all desires are good. But suppose you have a desire, I don't want this person to become bigger than me. That is a stupid desire. That person will become bigger than you on his or her own steam. Who are you to control that? Sometimes you are in a position to control that. You are the boss of that person, and you don't want the subordinate to supersede you, though the subordinate has the qualities. That's greed. That's not desire.
How do we shed our desires?
Two methods, either through discipline and self-control or exhaust your desires. There are certain desires which compel you to repeat them again and again. For example, I love eating sweets, for example. I must eat sweets. I'll have one, and then after that one, I'll have one more. Yeah? So let's say this is a compelling desire. Then exhaust yourself by eating so many sweets that you get frustrated. Reach a level of exhaustion, the desire drops itself. Which is what Osho used to say, no? Exhaust yourself of your desires. Just giving you some examples of how to get rid of desire. Getting rid of desire is not human. Human being has to progress. The progress is based on desire. So desire is good.
It's just that we should not be greedy about it in that process.
Be conscious of it.
Absolutely. Greed is endless. It's important to know what is adequate for you. But if you're content in life, it will not matter whether you fulfill your desires. You will be content irrespective.
If you have some questions about life, please connect with us. Do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon for weekly updates.